Hey, what's up? Otaku Mike here. Let's talk about Gehenna Naked Aggression issue number 2. Warning, there will be spoilers. So our story starts out with this young woman named Issa. She is looking for Steven and Gehenna. She actually works for the crime organization that Steven's dad is the head of. And she is looking through all these security cameras and stuff to try to find and track down exactly where Steven and Gehenna might have gone off to. Gehenna and Steven actually end up making it to a veterinary clinic where they go to the back room. Gehenna starts looking for stuff to bandage herself up. Steven's like, what are we doing here? And Gehenna's like, look, I'm not going to make it far with my status that I'm in. Lucky enough, a veterinarian comes in and Gehenna's like, look, you're going to be playing human doctor at the moment and you're going to bandage me up. After Gehenna and Steven leave the vet clinic, we actually do get to learn a little bit more about this debt that Gehenna actually acquired. Because Steven starts to ask a couple of questions here and there. We find out that the debt was not originally from Steven's father. It was actually from somebody who was like 3 states away. And they end up actually getting sold off to Steven's father because Gehenna actually goes on a revenge quest to kill the people who killed her husband. And we actually end up to see that, and that's how Gehenna ends up getting the debt assigned to herself, and it starts to accumulate over time. So Gehenna and Steven actually end up making it to her safe house, but not for very long. Issa is on the trail and actually finds out where they're staying, and Issa barges in and like, give me Steven or I'm going to kill you, or I'm just going to kill you and take Steven. Gehenna starts running up with Steven and starts flipping these switches while they're going up the staircase, which Steven's like, what are we doing here? What's going on? Which ends up activating a bomb, demolishing, blowing up this entire building. So Gehenna and Steven end up actually surviving the blast and getting blown onto a train track, nearly getting crushed by a train, but they end up surviving. Steven's like, man, you're crazy. Why do we have to do this stuff? Gehenna's like, look, when you're older, and your husband gets murdered by a crime organization, you can do whatever you want, okay? But right now, we are running. I'm going to keep you hostage. And they end up having an encounter with some police because an APB got put out on Gehenna at the beginning of this when a strange woman dragging a child around in a veterinary office alarmed some concerned citizens. And they end up fighting the police. And we end up actually getting this reveal at the end that this world actually has superheroes in it. And a superhero by the name of the Public Defender happens to show up and might want to fight Gehenna. All right, so let's take a look at the internal artwork for this book. There's your creative team right there. Give them all the love that they deserve. This art is so amazing, just as good as the first issue. I really like it. It's very creative. Has a very much a gritty, raw feel to it, I have to say. But it's very well done. If you're into that kind of artwork, it's good but unpolished, I would say, in a sense. I love how they distinguish the present day stuff with the past stuff, having the past stuff be more like a muted, washed out color. It's very well done, but this has so much awesome action in it. It's very frantic and stuff like that. All little details I love, and getting into the fact that there's superheroes in this is pretty crazy, I have to say. A lot of Kiss references, like there's Kiss right there, and like Issa has like a Kiss jacket on. But we get to the big reveal, which this threw me for a loop, I have to say. Which is a Public Defender. It looks like Wildcat, and I'm all here for it, that's for sure. The artwork is amazing. I have to say, this issue does not disappoint. It very much keeps the same tone of issue 1 with the frenetic chase sequences and the action and stuff like that. It's very action-packed. And I really like the fact that we do get more into the backstory of Gehenna, with her actually taking on her own debt because she ends up going and getting revenge on the people that ended up killing her husband. So that's how she acquired her debt, it seemed like. And I really like how we have this antagonist of an Issa, where she very much seems like almost like Gehenna's equal almost, which I find very fascinating. And I like how Gehenna and Steven's relationship is starting to form, almost like a Stockholm syndrome type of thing they got going on there. I like their little banters back and forth and whatnot, and like the realization that there are superheroes in this universe, or possibly vigilantes, I don't know if they have superpowers or not, are in this universe, threw me for a complete loop, because I didn't see it going into this, that there were superheroes in this world. And we get this guy at the end who is public defender, who basically looks like if Wildcat wore like an office suit. That's what he looks like. And it threw me for a loop, because like I didn't expect it. But when you go back and reread this issue, you see different superheroes implanted into the backgrounds of the scenes. So it's kind of just a normal thing to see masked vigilantes running around, but it's not something you really expected in something that you possibly thought was a very grounded revenge story, which I was like, okay, I am all in now. Like, you got superheroes in this and they're trying to like do superhero stuff. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, I am definitely looking forward to see where exactly this is going to go, because man, it is definitely a fun read, that's for sure, if you're looking for something more action-packed and a little bit more adult, I have to say. But I would love to hear your thoughts down below. I'm Otaku Mike. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below.